system, or OS, is a software program that enables the computer hardware to communicate and operate with the computer software. Without a computer operating system, a computer and software programs would be useless. When computers were first introduced, the user interacted with them using a command line interface, which required the user to perform a series of commands in order to interact with the computer and its hardware and software. Today, almost every computer is using a graphical user interface, GUI, and command operating system that is much easier to use and operate. Types of operating system. Real-time. A real-time operating system is a multitasking operating system that aims at executing real-time applications. A multi-user operating system allows multiple users to access a computer system at the same time. Multitasking and single tasking. A multitasking operating system allows more than one program to be running at the same time. A single tasking system has only one running program. A distributed operating system manages many computers and makes them look as one. Embedded, these operating system can find on small machines like PDAs. They are operate with a limited number of resources. Disk management. The Logical Disk Manager, LDM, is developed by Microsoft. It was introduced with Windows 2000. The Logical Disk Manager enables disk volumes to be dynamic, in contrast to the standard basic volume format. Dynamic volumes can be enlarged to include more free space, either from the same disk or another physical disk. Disk management helps to divide the disk into primary and extended partitions. Drivers. A program that controls a device. Every device, whether it be a printer, disk drive, or keyboard, must have a driver program. Many drivers, such as the keyboard driver, come with the operating system. For other devices, you may need to load a new driver when you connect the device to your computer. Normally, drivers don't talk with devices, they talk with the operating system, and then operating system talks with the device. Multitasking. The ability to execute more than one task at the same time. Multitasking works with a method called interchange. In multitasking, only one CPU is involved, but it switches from one program to another so quickly. That's why it gives the appearance that all of the programs are running at the same time. Multi-user. Multi-user is computer systems that support two or more users. All mainframes and mini-computers are multi-user systems, but most personal computers and workstations are not. Another term for multi-user is time sharing. Some multi-user operating systems such as Windows versions from the Windows NT family support simultaneous access by multiple users, as well as the ability for a user to disconnect from a local session while leaving processes running while another user logs into and uses the system. User interface. An interface is a set of commands or menus through which a user communicates with a program. A command-driven interface is one in which you enter commands. A menu-driven interface is one in which you select command choices from various menus displayed on the screen. The user interface is one of the most important parts of any program because it determines how easily you can make the program do what you want.
I'm about to show you the user experience I hope we'll have in the near future. Basically, monitors will turn obsolete with the use of cheap heads-up display, and the keyboard and mouse will give way to smart gloves that will be able to recognize gestures and act accordingly. Here are some examples for gesture with a zero learning curve. I have a small camera in the side of my hand, so when I do the camera gesture, I get a live feed that I can focus, zoom, and eventually click. I'll do the mail gesture and select the recipient, and that's it. I've just took a picture and emailed it to a friend. Let's open the file browser. There are some basic window manipulation features that can be applied to almost any window. There's the move, and the resize, and rotate. I can actually place my window anywhere in my three-dimensional environment. I can also stick the window to my display, and it will move wherever I look. This is the equivalent of a floating panel. I'll open a text file. I can add text using speech or handwriting recognition technologies, sign language, physical keyboard, or a virtual keyboard that places all the keys just under my fingers. I'll select this paragraph, resize it, duplicate it, and put aside for later use. I'll throw away the original paragraph, go to the next page, and text paragraph and paste it where I want it to be. If I'm in a network environment, I can leave this document in a specific physical location, and it will be there for me whenever I get back to it, or for anyone else if I set the permissions accordingly. I can leave these virtual sticky notes practically anywhere there is a wireless network. I can share my documents using the grant permission gestures. There is a whole range of permission levels. I set this document to read only, and now anyone who accesses my files can read only this document. Another neat trick I can do is take this document by hand over to a colleague of mine and show it to him. Let's close this. One might criticize that if I move my arms too much, I'll probably get tired soon, which is true, but there's a very simple solution for that. If I click the back of my right hand, I'll turn the mobile hands mode on, and now my hands will move as if I was using a joystick. This is very practical for microscopic work or for large-scale projects. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I've opened the door for amazing new ideas and exciting inventions that will make our life better. Goodbye.
GUI interface. A program interface that takes advantage of the computer's graphics and makes programs easier to use. Graphical user interface such as Microsoft Windows and Apple Macintosh basic features are pointers, a symbol that appears on the display screen and that you move select objects. The pointers looks like a small arrow, and ID pointer is shaped like a capital I. Pointing device helps you select the object on screen. icon, a small picture represent commands, files, windows. Desktop, the area on the display screen where icons are grouped. Windows, you can divide the screen into different areas. In each window, you can run different programs. Menus, you can choose commands from the menu. BIOS. The built-in software that determines what a computer can do without accessing programs from a disk. On PCs, the BIOS contains all the code required to control the keyboard, display screen, disk drives, serial communications, and a number of miscellaneous functions. ROM BIOS makes possible for a computer to boot itself because RAM is faster than ROM, though many computer manufacturers design systems so that the BIOS is copied from ROM to RAM each time the computer is booted. This is known as shadowing. Boot menu. When a computer is starting up, a user can access the boot menu by pressing one of several keyboard keys, including Escape, F10 or F12, depending on the computer or motherboard. The specific key to press is usually specified on the computer's startup screen. The boot menu allows the user to select what device to load an operating system or application from as the computer is booting. The boot menu can contain a number of different device options to boot to, including CD or DVD drives, hard drives, USB flash drives, and the LAN network. Backup. A backup or backing up is copying and archiving of computer data so it may be used to restore the original after the data loss. Since a backup system contains at least one copy of all data worth saving, the data storage can be significant. Security. The term security refers to ensuring the data stored in the computer cannot be read or compromised by any individuals without authorization. A password is a secret word that gives the user access to a particular program or system.
Stop, stay there. Ozzy, you need to park here. Okay, park here.
Utilities. Utility software usually focuses on how the computer works. Utilities are often rather technical and targeted at people with an advanced level of computer knowledge. Antivirus utilities scan for computer viruses. Archive a single file when provided with a directory or a set of files. Backup software can make copies of all information stored on a disk and restore when data loss. Data compression utilities output a shorter stream or a smaller file when provided with the stream or file. Disk cleaners can find files that are unnecessary to computer operation or take up considerable amounts of space. Disk cleaner helps the user to decide what to delete when their hard disk is full. Disk defragmenters can detect computer files whose contents are broken across several locations on the hard disk and move the fragments to one location to increase efficiency. Firewall. A firewall is a software or hardware-based network security system that controls the incoming and outgoing network traffic by analyzing data packets. Firewall establishes a trusted network. Many personal computer operating systems include software-based firewalls. Systems management. Systems management is strongly influenced by network management. The application performance management technologies are now a subset of systems management. Command. A command is a directive to a computer program in order to perform a specific task. Most commonly, a command is a directive to some kind of command line interface, such as a shell. Specific